Okay, so let's dive into a fascinating story about accounting. It's a story about two rival ideas that seem like they're from completely different worlds. But, as we'll see, they might just need each other to tell the whole truth about a company's value. At first glance, these two systems just seem totally incompatible. You've got the Italian Economia Aziendale, which is kind of like the long-term philosopher, always thinking about the future. And then you have the Anglo-American Cocoa, which is the super pragmatic engineer, focused only on right now. They really do feel like they're from different planets. All right, let's start with the Italian tradition. It's built around this one really powerful and honestly kind of beautiful concept that shapes its entire view of the business world. At the heart of it all is the Azienda. Now, don't just think company. Think of it more like a living, breathing organism. Its operations aren't just a series of transactions you can add up. They're seen as a single, indivisible flow that just keeps going. And this is where it gets really mind-bending. From this point of view, chopping up a company's life into quarterly or annual reports, that's a totally artificial act. It's like trying to understand a river by just scooping out a single bucket of water. I mean, sure, you've got some water, but you've completely missed the flow, the current, the life of the river itself. So the bottom line is that this system is fundamentally forward-looking. It's not worried about last quarter's numbers. It's all about calculating the firm's economic capital. And what's that? Well, it's the present value of all the income the company expects to earn, like ever. The whole point is to preserve the firm's ability to keep generating that income way, way into the future. Okay, now let's completely switch gears and head across the ocean to a totally different philosophy. This one could not care less about grand, sweeping futures. It's all about the cold, hard facts of right here, right now. This is COGA, which stands for Continuously Contemporary Accounting. It was developed by Raymond Chambers, and it isn't trying to predict the future. Nope. It's built to answer one critical, nail-biting question. If everything went sideways, what's our exact financial position today? What's the cash value of everything we own right this second? Its number one priority is solvency, the ability to pay your bills. Because from Coco's perspective, a beautiful 5-year plan is completely useless if you can't make payroll next Tuesday. To figure this out, it measures everything by its exit price, what you could sell it for today. So for that fleet of delivery trucks, Coco doesn't care about their future earnings. It asks, what could we get for these trucks in cash if we sold them right now? It's all about survival. And this just perfectly highlights the massive difference between them. While the Italian Azienda sees the firm as this single, unified whole that you can't just break apart, Coca sees a collection of individual, separable assets. Each one has a real, current market price that tells you exactly what the firm's capacity is to pay its debts and adapt to change. Okay, so we've got these two total extremes, right? The long-term philosopher, focused on this unified future, and the short-term pragmatist, focused on all the separable parts of the present. They seem like they're in a fight to the death. But what if this whole conflict is just one big misunderstanding? There's this really compelling argument out there that suggests that, despite all these massive differences on the surface, these two systems might actually share some fundamental DNA. And here's the big surprise. What if they're both actually chasing the same exact thing? A real, solid monetary value for the firm. And get this, both systems agree that a company is a dynamic, complex organization of people and assets. They're not disagreeing on that. They just come at the problem of how to measure it from totally opposite ends of the timeline.
And that leads us to the big reveal of this whole story. These are not competing systems that have to battle it out. No, they are two essential parts of a much more complete and, honestly, a much more useful picture.
I mean, just look at how perfectly they fit together here. The Italian system, it gives you that grand vision, right? The firm's total future value. But what's its weakness? It's pretty fuzzy on short-term survival. Now look at Coca. It gives you that critical, periodic reality check on solvency, but its blind spot is the big picture. It doesn't even try to guess the firm's total future worth. You see it? One fills the other's gap perfectly. So here it is, the key takeaway. Think of it like this. Economia Aziendale is your GPS destination. That's the long-term goal. But Cocoa is your car's dashboard. It's checking your fuel, your speed, your engine lights right now. And a destination is completely useless if you run out of gas halfway there. So why does any of this matter to you? Because it proves that to really understand a company's health, you have to look beyond any single number or any single report. A long-term vision is just a daydream if you can't survive the short term. And hey, short-term survival is just a pointless grind if you don't have a long-term purpose. So the next time you glance at a financial statement, I want you to ask yourself, is this report telling me about the ultimate destination, or is it just checking the dashboard for the immediate journey ahead? And maybe more importantly, what part of the story am I not seeing?